Good morning, everyone. It's Teppy Schwartzel from Anthem, Arizona, and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And the name of my company is Arid Desert Designs, and that's .com. I am coming to you today with a Halloween treat box. I know you've seen these. This one's a little different. You still have 2 weeks and 1 day until Halloween, so you got plenty of time to get some treat boxes made. These are a lot of fun and they're adorable. I've gotten a lot of compliments on it. Everybody loves them. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the phone around so that we can record how I'm going to make these. Hold on just a second and bear with me. Sorry. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is my the host code to be used when ordering any of the products that you might see today in today's video. They can be ordered online, and if you go to Arid Desert Designs, there'll be links directly to the products that I've used today. This host code is going to be good until the beginning of November, and so that changes all the time, but when you go to my blog, it will always be over on the right hand side, down the right hand side of the website. So let's get going. Okay, what I'm doing today is I'm using the Monster Bash series, or suite as it's called. These are the absolutely wonderful papers that are used. And then down here at the bottom are some of the cardstocks that are coordinated with these great papers. These are 12 by 12 sheets, and there are 2 of each sheet, and they're double-sided. So if you look at these, this is one of the sides, this is the back side, front side, back side, or whatever you want to call them. And then we will also be using the scalloped edge ribbon. This is black. We'll be using Delicata silvery shimmery pigment ink. We'll be using the pumpkin pie stamping pad. We will also be using the ornate frames dies. These are fabulous. Some of these are out of here because I've got them over here to the side. They're the ones that I believe there's 3 that I used. These dies you're going to use on just about everything. If you don't get anything else, get the ornate frames dies. And again, I will have links posted. This will be put up on my YouTube channel, and it will also be posted to my blog later today or first thing tomorrow morning, depending on how the internet decides it wants to work today. The other thing we're going to be using is the Spooktacular Bash stamp set. And there's creepy. The reason I have that out is because that's the rubber stamp that I'm going to be using. The other thing that we'll be using are the coffins that come in this wonderful suite. This is what we're going to be making today, and you can see the dimension. These are absolutely adorable. They're already pre-cut, and as you can see, I can get 3 treats in here. I got some shredded paper that came from the dollar store, and I was able to get 3 decent sized treats in here. And these would be great hostess gifts if you're going to a Halloween party, or if you're having a dinner party. These would be great to put on somebody's plate. Okay, so let's get going. First, I have to get a base. Hold on a minute. thought I had one out there, and apparently I put it back in my box. Okay, so this is the base. It comes to you flat. I've already glued it together. I think you can figure out how to glue it together. I will be showing you how to glue the top of the project together. So this is the top. That's how it comes. That's how the bottom comes. And then these are the 3 dies that I used to put this together. I cut that out of there. I used this. This is pumpkin pie. That's the color. And then I used that. Now, did I use that to, oh, okay. And then this I used to cut out, there it is. I used to cut out the black piece. And then I cut this out of this cardstock. There's, I mean, the designer series paper. There are all kinds of different ghoulish figures on there. All you can see the other frames here. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to take a pencil and what you're going to do is kind of frame this little picture where you want to cut. And then I just lightly drew on there. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go to the inside of the frame, because then you can just cut on the outside and that will give you, and that's easy enough to erase. I did it very lightly. All I'm going to do is just cut outside of that line so that it fits the frame. So you've got an area to glue down on. And then when I'm done, I'll just erase. Oops, that's, we're gonna cut it there. Okay. And then just erase the marks off of there. It won't damage the paper at all. I know, this is like watching glue dry. There you go. And then you just keep putting it up there. Make sure that you've got an area to glue. If it's a little too big, then you might have to go back in and trim it, but no big deal. I'm going to just trim a little bit off this one side. And that should fit perfectly. Yep. Okay. Going to put that to the side right now. Put all these pieces over here. Now, what I'm going to do, because as you can see, there's some silver there on the edge of the box. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my Delicata silvery shimmer, and I'm just going to lightly buff it across. The corners are especially where it'll show up the best, and it'll leave the most ink. But just go over it and apply the ink however much you want on there, however much you don't want on there. If you don't like it, then don't use it, or use another color. Now, I did not do it to the top until I had glued it to, yeah, no, I think I'm going to have to do that differently. Okay, there you go. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to glue the top, so that you can see how that's done. Easily accomplished. And one of the things that I did was I already had some of these put together, and as you can see the form, what you do is I made a template. I made a template out of cardstock, and then I made sure that I cut it down so that it didn't go all the way to the edge, because I want some of this silver distressing that I'm going to be doing to show. So then I just cut it out of the designer series paper that I wanted to use. So let's go ahead and glue this. One of the things that you want to do is go ahead and fold on the score lines before you start the gluing, or else you won't be able to get it together properly. So what I'm going to do is start here. And yes, this will take a little bit longer because we're using the the multi-purpose liquid glue, because it takes just a minute for it to set up. Doesn't take long. There you go. Once you get that first piece down, then it kind of goes pretty fast. So how's everybody's weather today? I hear some people are getting snow. It's 79 degrees here today. My husband, who lives in Mexico at the moment, because we're waiting for our house to be sold. So if you know anybody that wants a house, just steps to the beach, we would love to have an interest. The reason we moved back is I have some, for family reasons. We're all not getting any younger, so it was time to come home and be with family. So, okay. And what is everybody doing for Halloween? Anybody have any party plans? Anything adult related, child related? What are you doing? And what's your favorite candy? Now, one of the things I would love for you to do is to please like and share my video. And if you share my video, which would be greatly appreciated, there will be a gift given out next week when I do the next video. The other thing I've been trying to figure out is what would be a good day to do my live videos. I'm leaning toward Mondays because that seems to be my least busy day. So I will probably try to shoot for doing a live video every Monday. And there will always be some gifts available if you like or share my video. And there we go. So there's our great box. I'm going to let that dry just a little bit before I start trying to put the ink on there. Okay. Then we're going to use some glue here. You don't need a whole lot. And I use this liquid. A lot of people use the snail tape. I use the glue because then it allows me to move things around if they're not quite centered or they're off a little bit. So, well, whoops. Get her in there, make sure nothing's showing. Now she can dry for a little bit. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our, I used, oops, I've already done it. Okay, I've used our, this stitched die to die cut this creepy out, and I used, whoops, I use this particular sentiment for this. Now, one of the things I also use is the Stamparatus. If you have one and you've had any problems with it, you know that we have two different types of stamps. We have the red rubber stamps and we have the photopolymer stamps. When you're using the red rubber stamps, they're much deeper than the photopolymer. So when you get a Stamparatus, it comes with this black pad in it. You have to take this black pad out if you're going to be using the photopolymer rubber stamps. You use the black pad if you're going to do the clear stamps. Just a little tip. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our Delicata ink and do the same thing to the top that we did to the base, and that's to distress the edges. And the sides. You see anything popping up like that? It was just, I probably didn't press it down enough. Then just go back and press it down, and it'll stick. It takes a while for this to dry, but I know this is going to sound weird, but it does set up rather quickly, so that now I have Delicata ink all over my hands, but that's okay. It shouldn't be too bad. Okay, and the other thing I did is this piece was done with this die cut, again out of the Monster Bash die set. Now I'm going to use the Delicata on that also. I guess I'm better with my right hand, even though I'm left-handed. And yes, this might be a little bit messy for some people, but that's the nature of the beast. Okay, now this ribbon is 5.5 inches long. Now I may have cut it a little bit longer. I may have to. Yeah, I may have to cut off just a little bit. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to take our designer series paper. This is the other side of it. Use either side that you want. I just decided I like this gray paper. And I'm going to glue that down. And again, I made my template a little bit smaller than the top because I kind of wanted the edges to stick out. I wanted there to be a little framework around the designer series paper. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is, now on this I'm going to use the tear and tape. And we're going to try and get that down the middle. Good luck on that, Tep. I'm not the best at this. It looks like it's in the center. And I'm going to just take it down to the bottom edge and cut it off. And then I'll probably put, I'll put a little piece here on the other side. Doesn't matter that it's missing a little area. Okay. Now I'm going to burnish that down with my bone folder. Just gently, you don't have to do it real hard. And then use the pick tool. Oops, don't want to see that. Of course. And now I can't get the paper off. Just take the paper off like that. You'll probably do it a lot better than I. Jeez. There we go. Okay. Okay. Just fold that over. Let's get that down. I'm going to get that down all the way at the bottom. There we go. There we go. And then you can just cut off the edges of the bottom. Trim this up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, oh, that is in the middle. Very good, Tessa. That is not done too often for me, especially on the semi-first try. Okay, then we're going to go and use our dimensionals. I wasn't supposed to do that. All right, the first one is going to be the pumpkin pie. And I'm probably going to do them on the either side of the ribbon. It'll probably stick better, and you know, because sometimes certain things just don't stick very well to ribbon. Take the backing off. And try and get that in the middle or centered. Okay, not too bad. I'm doing pretty good here on the centering thing, or it looks like that to me. So, okay, then the black piece is going to go next, and I'm also using dimensionals on that. Make sure you don't put the glue dots, or the dimensionals on the side that you put your ink on, because you want that ink to show. Again, take the paper backing off. Yep. Center it. As best you can. Okay, and then our little orange girl, where did she go? Okay, folks, what did I do with her? I'm always losing her. Oh, there he is. There she is. She's hidden under everything. Now this one I used mini dimensionals just because it's such a small piece. You could probably just put 2 on there. That should be plenty. Let's see where she is. Sorry, I'm going to have to kind of block you out here so I can see. Yep, there she goes. Okay, and then our little creepy die cut, also up on dimensionals, and I'm going to go back to using the larger dimensionals, one on either end. So you're straddling that ribbon again. Again, there are just certain products, adhesives, that don't hold as well as others to some of the ribbons. And there you have it. Then you just take some, like you said, I got some, this is from the dollar store, just some shredded orange paper. And this would even be cute for if somebody's birthday. I have an aunt, or she's passed away now, but I had an aunt that her birthday was on Halloween. So this would be absolutely adorable to wrap up a gift. A cute pair of earrings or something like that would go perfectly in there. And then, again, candy. Who doesn't like candy? I know I do. And then there are malted milk balls in here, and Heath bars. Oh, I loved Heath bars. I don't eat a whole lot of candy anymore, but Heath bars were one of my favorites. And there you go. All done. Absolutely adorable. And a great amount of dimension. And who wouldn't want to get one of those? Again, my blog is Arid Desert Designs, and this is the current host code. If your order is under $150, please use this host code. If your order is going to be over $150, do not use the host code. You will get all kinds of rewards for spending that amount of money. I will have this up on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Arid Desert Designs, all the words together, no spaces between the words. And it will be up there. It will be up on my blog, like I said, either by this afternoon or tomorrow morning. And the dimensions will be on there, and all the links to all the products that I used will be on there. And if you would love to buy from me, that would be fantastic. I would love to be your demonstrator, and any help that you need. This is a great company. The products are fantastic, and we would love to have you come aboard. Again, I know that your time is valuable and you're busy, and I really appreciate your coming and watching my videos. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.